I've decided to trust the universe, and I'm going to upload a YouTube video today, and not the one from 4 days ago. This is going to go out to Courtney Walsh's audience on social media. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her after doing a little catch-up about us and a little bit about who I am. I'm going to take 22 minutes in the first video down to my goal of 14, shaving 8 minutes off. What a week, first of all. I just watched my favorite astrologer to segue, to keep it real and segue off of what I was talking to. And it directly aligned to everything I've experienced in the midst of a transition of kind of checking out your life and doing a soul check into your paths and your choices. A lot of emotion, a lot of need to understand. That correlated with my favorite astrologer, another one that just came up because of YouTube, and then every person I've run into this week. So I think it's just fitting that needed this week to process out a lot before I put this up. My name is Jared, and this is on our YouTube channel tied to Solgave and our journey from creating a brand and an identity with very altruistic goals. It's about healing through the natural elements of this planet, which contains animals and nature at its core. That's how it was at least founded by somebody who I have a soul relationship with, that is in itself in a period of examination. That's all I'll say about that too. It's part of my own life transition and being very grown up and mature about choices. Well, why did we start Solgave? I'm going to tell you really fast. I had landed as an American out of balance, full of pop culture, media, gossiping, sort of too many types of friendships and relationships that were unhealthy or out of balance myself. I was finishing up a 13-year relationship, processed foods, and the antithesis of everything natural, anxiety medications that I was heavily addicted to at the time, doctor prescribed and doctor loved. All things were new, and I was experiencing my passion and my desire to want to live a healthy lifestyle, and not only that, but to turn my wounds and my knowledge of what it's like to heal emotions unnaturally into turning, understanding what it's like to treat them naturally, which I continue to step into. For me, that's been exposed to Vipassana meditation, a 10-day retreat last year, continued knowledge about my blind spots as I've had, I think, continued to rid myself of denial of where I'm weak, so that I could fully step into the light and address my own life path. That's what Solgave is about at its core. I'd like to say more about that, but I think there's a transition happening where I will say more about that, or I won't, or I talk about something new. But both the mother of my children and I, who co-founded this, have seen a vision for healing the human condition. And for me, it's very personal, because I have, again, healed myself in very unnatural ways. I was feeding the war and starving the revolution instead of the opposite. I'll get to that at the end. So we started a company called Solgave, which started through authentic writing, which I relayed to Courtney Walsh about, what it's like on the other side of these sort of dark nights that we all go through. And it was a vision for a project, sort of a comprehensive thing like the company I'm with right now, Baldwin, which is a Steiner family that's in permaculture and bee therapy and a bit of healing through one of the members, and selling earth products. They have about 5 pillars. We had a few. Nature and animals and healing and finding balance. I'd like to add trust building for me, because I know what it's like to lose trust and strengthen teams. It's a passion of mine. So we had this idea with several channels, and realized we need to make some cash first and sort of forge an initial identity. So we started an animal care business in the United States, headed back this way in 2014. And since then, my soul partner and I have been sort of figuring out our own lives. I'll just say that. And I've had this artisan clothing project, which is an arm that I'd always envisioned in my head. We wrote about it in 2012. Animal therapy, clothing, possibly leading us back to the project, which is helping children, helping people that have been neglected, helping people that have come through emotional trauma and pain, whether it's dealing with a plethora of people that I myself would like to help. at some point. This is my passion, because again, what I know well is how to do the wrong part, how to run from fear and cling to the good stuff and not face reality naturally. Because every time we do, if you believe in Vipassana, then you're releasing sankharas, and we're becoming slowly liberated, we're becoming slowly illuminated. All this ties to Courtney as well. Okay, enough about that. I'm in a phase where I'm really excited about the potential for something new that I create and some new people that I'm engaging with, or sort of re-cementing how this journey started 5 years ago. Again, for me, it's really personal because my own life and my choices, how I managed emotion, it's been a process. Like they say, fall, winter, summer, a spring, summer, fall, right? Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. But like the Fibonacci spiral, we evolve out. If you do any type of inner work, if we take our self-awareness and hope to refine ourselves and develop our own psyche. Courtney Walsh. Enigmatic, funny, Northeasterner, bold. Her audience clearly loves her. She has a huge following on Facebook, particularly. And she wrote a book after her dark night of the soul, which led to a suicide attempt, unsuccessfully, thank God. This is something that even I can relate to. While not attempting, I've been in dark enough places and periods of my life where it crossed my mind. And that's sad. So I have a big part of myself that's always compassionate for anybody that's standing in that window and would always want to help. Again, that's my strong tie to this thing called Solgave, because it's about healing naturally. It's about helping those that are hurting. And again, natural ways. That's what I'm learning more about here at Baldwin, because they're into natural medicine and natural healing and organic foods and just healthy lifestyle. So Courtney Walsh wrote a book from the loony bin, as she calls it, and sort of sprung forward as a voice in the spiritual world, let's just call it that. People that are seeking information, seeking to evolve, seeking to grow. I think we all sort of looked at the same authors before, Deepak Chopra, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, Marianne Williamson. We're all reading or had read the same books, but what she recognized when in the loony bin, and what really drove us to start writing for Solgave, at least drove myself, was a relatability from a real person perspective that's not seeming like they're so far out there, perhaps. Maybe not quite as polished, but a bit more real. So she wrote the book, and it became quite successful. She was pushed by a lot of her followers on Facebook to put out an ebook, and this led to a lot of creativity and inspiration after her darkest night of the soul. And she went out and was social, as she said, to get her first 1,000 Facebook followers. I love how she said that, and the rest came to her, which is thousands and thousands. So she has a lot of people that look up to her. She coaches a lot of women in particular, men and women, on life issues. She's become a great catalyst for change. So I asked her, again, 2 self-published books, one through a publishing company, and a lot of a neat trajectory that was very relatable to me. Starve the war and feed the revolution. What does that mean to me? I'll tell you. When I first heard it, I immediately thought about the inner war within ourselves, to starve that out, to choke out the negativity, and to feed the good, like the Native American parable about the wolf, which one do you feed? And then I thought of the literal wars happening between religions and cultures and media-driven polarities, right? Starve the war, feed the revolution. Well, as she explained when I got to interview her and ask her herself, she said it like this, and I love this. Starve the war is about the warrior inside all of us. The warrior inside all of us lives in the primal cortex of the brain. This is my words, but I'm attaching it to her meaning. And it has to do with fight or flight, kill or be killed. Think of that part of our psyche that's scared. We react, punch first, or run, It's fear. It's the opposite of love. It's the opposite of being curious and kind and open. It's rejecting its walls, its strong boundaries, maybe too much, but trying to protect us. But it's a warrior, right? We're at war. So walls go up, we build a fortress, we're ready to attack. That's old energy. Feed the revolution is about love or be loved. How beautiful is that? Our parents' generation, she called the breakdown generation. We were cleaning up the debris. I'm a child of the 70s, early 80s. We are the cusp generation, as she calls it, cleaning up that debris and starting to build up. And now the millennials and down to my children's generation, the most important generation of change, as this planet is being impacted by us. We're burning out of natural resources, and that will run out at some time, and we're at odds with each other, and we need to seek to understand and communicate with an open heart and stop these walls, stop the warrior, and starve the war and feed the revolution. So this T-shirt and this slogan that just came to me through a mutual friend of ours, Paul, who owns Chocolatism, plug, best chocolate in the world. America's lucky to have him right now. I said I'd love to put this on some T-shirts. We have sweatshop-free, sustainable vendors that we use. They're American-made fabrics, and I'd like to get it going all over the world, but again, I'm in a bit of a transition right now, kind of learning about the ways of living off the earth through sort of an internship this month, maybe next month, as I discern what's going to happen in my own life. This also going out to our followers, so a bit of a life update as I'm staying outside of Oslo, Norway, and really learning a tremendous amount. It feels like I've been here 2 months. It's been 1 week. Starve the war and feed the revolution, guys. You can get it on a coffee mug. You can get it on a tote bag, which reduces our carbon footprint and gets rid of those nasty plastic bags. But even in Scandinavia, they do know how to use them because they reuse them and reuse them and reuse them. So I almost don't have any beef with it. You pay for your plastic bags at the store, so you get what you need and you reuse it, and they're very, very strong. So a tougher market perhaps for the canvas bags, but in America where plastic bags are really cheap and they're free, the canvas bag is an incredible choice if you want to support this cause. And I've got one at the $20 price point, I believe, and then up to the 100% bowl denim cotton, that is $35 because it's double printed. I may do a single printed side that gets that down to $30. It's going to be on sale today for 30% off for anybody that sees this and wants to get a shirt. Save you some money. We're always experimenting and exploring, and this project right now is helping me sustain myself while abroad, but hopefully funneling itself back into the larger vision of what Solgave means. But all of that, again, is tied to a life transition with my soul partner, which those kind of relationships bring about our greatest growth and our greatest opportunity for change, no matter what happens. So this is my life update, and this is my thank you for checking in. If you believe in the concept of starving the war and feeding the revolution, if you sense authenticity from here, from Courtney, perhaps share this blog or share. I'm going to inject some images of the product. You don't have to watch this video. I always put it in as a bit of an option, a deeper option if somebody wants to learn a little bit more about our journey. On this channel you have 26 videos that show our pack walks. We did 20 public events in the United States, and we loved working with people and animals. Between the mother of my children's skill sets and my own, it was a really neat journey, a rung on the ladder, as I used to say, towards the larger dream, which has to do with healing, something we can all relate to naturally, which I have a lot of experience in how to do it the wrong way, so my passion is really intense right now, and I'm absorbing, and I'm living with a host family that's teaching me all natural medicine and natural therapy and organic lifestyle. So continue to follow our journey through my Instagram accounts, at Solgave Clothing, at Solgave Ritz, at American Scandinavia. The mother of my children is going to be an incredible animal therapist, officially and licensed. She's also got some tremendous other skills, and I'm anxious to see how our journey goes. Probably as our friends and family are ready to see what the next chapter is as well. So I'm putting some links to Courtney's stuff, and I'll put some links to our own, and I got to get her out a t-shirt, so you'll see her wearing a t-shirt here in the next few days or week, assuming they can get that out quickly. And thank you again. I was able to shave 7 minutes off and get this a little more up to speed, and it's just a one-take hello and thank you and all of that to our supporters and to hers. Courtney Walsh, Starve the War, Feed the Revolution, Solgave Clothing, proud to be the one to bring you that on a coffee mug or a canvas bag or a piece of wall art. This message is important, and I just challenge you to get that out there. It's much larger than Courtney Walsh, and I'm just sort of a conduit to be grateful to share this message, even if it doesn't sell a single item. What's more important to me is the education and the awareness of what this concept means and how important it is to the tipping point and transition our planet is at. Thank you.